that what our grandma, our grandparents, and moms and dads have done with our name, we can get ourselves out of that debt, right? And
Absolutely.
and everything that you just shared, prime example, for every business I have, right? My business mentor taught me invest in yourself, which means
Absolutely.
you don't put all the websites mumble jumble together, right? So for More Hemp World has its own website. For a Maxim Enterprise has its own website. You you
That
see,
part.
and that's how we do it. Central Asiatics, and Central Asiatic has its own website. And then what I also work on is establishing a physical address for them all, and work on business
Are you
credit.
ready for the next level?
We're going to the next level now, and then I'll be sharing it with them after we complete this next level. Correct.
No, I'm asking you. Are you ready for the next level? I'm about to give it to you.
Oh, come on with it.
Okay. All right. So this is what you do. All right. This and what I'm about to describe to you. I wrote a book on it. It's on Amazon right now. It's called Own Nothing, Control Everything. I'm about to tell you the Own Nothing, Control Everything.
That's law, y'all.
Corporate
That's law.
structure.
That's law. That's business law. Teach.
Corporate structure build. Right. So how you start is with a living trust. Okay, and understand that anyone who's not familiar with a living trust, all it is a piece of paper. It's a Microsoft document. Anybody can write it.
Brother Ferdinand, when I tell you this temple is the truth, we got a thing called Mighty Networks. It's how to be a living trust, how to even put a trust on your Manellan. So, man, take love and official right. You have to check out Mighty Networks too. It's a lot of like what you dropping in there, so the more is real familiar because they make sure they can get us right.
So, before I continue, does anybody want me to finish telling y'all this, or are y'all good?
Oh,
I'm letting you know.
Cook.
They'll be able to deal with it.
Yeah. Keep cooking now, because we set up trust here. We do it for people all over, Christian churches, etc., etc. So you cooking? Go ahead and cook, man.
Hey, I'm sorry, brother. I'm not able to hear you, brother. With the I think the metal work is yeah. Sorry, brother. I know you probably want to speak, but I wasn't able to hear.
Yeah, he probably was trying to come in and let you
repeat that.
Yeah, he was probably trying to come in and let you know that he actually set up his trust. We actually teach trust estate and the differences in your trust. So yeah, like the sister.
Okay, well let me ask y'all this then. What is the next step that y'all do after y'all complete the trust?
On what level?
After you fund the trust, what do y'all do next?
I mean, I'm still adding more into the trust. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me
still working.
Let me go ahead and tell you. Let me go ahead and get y'all the game real quick. Yeah. All right, and make no mistake.
And take your time. Take your time.
Y'all do whatever y'all do is completely fine with you, and I respect all the leadership.
Yeah. Take your time and know that the meeting is closed, so you don't have to rush and you don't have to hide what you say. Take your time and demonstrate.
All right, work. Okay. All right. So the first step.
I'm on YouTube with you. I'm on YouTube. They follow me.
And I understand y'all set them up here, so that's actually really good. Now the next step after you have your trust funded is to open up a Wyoming LLC. Okay, and when you
can you explain what that is? Can you explain what that is?
Say it again.
Can you explain what that? Yes, sir.
It's a LLC in the state of Wyoming.
Now, why you want them to do that?
Okay, that's a great question. All right, so Delaware, I think Texas, obviously Wyoming, and maybe one other state. They're the best states in the United States for getting an LLC. Now, the reason Wyoming is the best is because of charging order protections and anonymity protections. Okay, now check this out. If you got a trust, the only person who's supposed to know what that trust is named or anything about that
trust. Get the lights up. Y'all get the lights up. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. This is
and
live.
notarize it. The bank account person. You wouldn't even want anybody else in this temple to
www.msghohr805.co.
know
Let's go.
what the name of your trust is, unless they helped you create it.
Free game.
Because that's where you're going to hide your wealth. That's where you're going to house your wealth. Your home, your cars, your bank accounts, all that stuff is going to be in the name of your trust.
Your Bible,
right?
your Qurans, your all that. That's right. You cook.
So after you get all of those into the trust, or even before you get them all into the trust, you want to make sure that you put your LLCs in the trust, but you don't want to go and get a Virginia LLC and Illinois LLC and make the trust the owner. You don't ever want to do that. You go get a Wyoming LLC and you make your trust the owner of that Wyoming LLC. But when you write up the operating agreement for that Wyoming LLC,
question, because you cooking.
Two options.
Question, you cooking though.
You have two.
Question.
Okay, go ahead.
Since I'm making someone else the owner, are you telling me I'm going to become like the custodian or something?
No, you're not making anybody else the owner. Hear me out. Let me go through this, and that way you can have understanding. So, all right. So, let me rewind for a second to catch up my thoughts.
After the LLC.
All right. So you said. So you set up the living trust, and then you're going to Wyoming, and this is just you going to the Secretary of State's website, Wyoming Secretary of State website. This is all this is. You're not actually going to any buildings in Wyoming, and you're getting an LLC.
Listen.
Why you're getting it in Wyoming is because you don't want nobody to know that you even have a trust. Forget you don't want them to know the name of it. You don't even want them to know that you have one.
Listen.
Wyoming is the only state where you're going to be able to protect the anonymity of that trust name. But the way you do it is with the operating agreement of that Wyoming LLC. You have to write in, you got two options. You can make your LLC member managed. Everybody knows the member is the owner. Or you can make it manager managed. Managers are CEOs, COOs, CFOs, CMOs, chief technology officers or whatever, directors of stuff, right? But the members are owners. Now remember, the owner or the member of this Wyoming LLC is your trust. So you want your operating agreement for this LLC to be manager managed, okay? And when it's manager managed, now what happens is you don't got to disclose the name of that trust in that operating agreement. That changes everything. That completely changes everything. Now, after you do that, the next step is whatever, because you don't want no liability coming to this Wyoming LLC. So you're not selling anything from this Wyoming LLC. There's no merchandise or services, none of that. Your Wyoming LLC is the parent company of your other LLC. So what I recommend to people is a 1-1-5 ratio. Okay, so this is one trust, and then you go up a level, and now you got a Wyoming LLC. You go up another level, you got your LLCs that you actually operate out of. So y'all are in Illinois, or y'all are in Missouri or whatever. So those are your operating LLCs in those states, and then your Wyoming LLC is your parent LLC. Okay, so now this parent LLC, you can make some money because you're going to filter money down, right? So this corporate structure that I'm talking about, I'm gonna move back so I can make this make sense. I wish I had my whiteboard so I could teach this. All right, so up here is where you have your operating LLCs. Okay, now above them,
we can. You know, it's a whiteboard on here for you, bro.
I'm not familiar with how to use it.
Oh, okay,
so
okay. All right, go ahead and cook. You cooking? You cooking?
I don't want to waste nobody's time.
You cooking?
You're making sense too, brother. Totally making sense.
Thank you, brother.
Operating LLC. You're talking about a pass-through company as well. We hear you, brother. Keep it going.
All right. So up here at the top is money.
Yeah, y'all got to excuse the screen, y'all.
All right, people spending money.
I got to excuse the screen. I'm outside with it.
Okay, so the people are at the top, and then right below them is the operating LLCs in Wyoming. In Illinois and in Missouri.
Get the message.
Okay?
Get the
then
message.
We're coming down another level. This is where the parent LLC
Get the message.
This is Wyoming. Okay, now we come down another level.
No
this
scam.
Is where the trust is. Then we come down another level, and that's where you are. Or if if you're really special, you might have a term life insurance right there, or you might have whole or IUL or something right there, and that might be how you pay yourself. You might never pay taxes again in your life if you
Need
do it
that
this
life
way.
insurance,
I
y'all.
didn't tell you nothing about that. You did your research and you figured that one out on your own. All right, but my point is, the way to make this work, because what you really want out of this is not necessarily to earn a whole lot of money. What you want is for nobody to never know that you even have a trust. That's the point of this entire corporate structure.
Hey, they listening. You got all ears. So it's like keeping the secret sacred, keeping what's sacred secret.
Absolutely, and that's what your wealth should be. You know, there's a lot of haters out here. There's a lot of good people out here, but no matter whether they're haters or good people, if they don't need to know about your main wealth, then they shouldn't know.
That's right.
And that's even at the corporate level. Like, there's no corporate entities that need to know that you have a trust. Just like, you know, the reason why so many people probably were wondering, like,
not to stop you.
So hard to get Donald Trump's tax returns.
Not to stop you, brother. But say that last part again, so Brother Barnesville can hear that, because we was just speaking on that. It is not important for what?
I'm not sure. The last thing I was saying was about
for the people to know about your trust.
Oh, yeah. You don't want anybody to even know you have a trust.
There it is.
You definitely don't want them to know the name of the trust at all.
So
that's one of those things where, like, billionaires, this is how they put their finances and their art and all these different assets in a position where nobody could touch it. I'll give you a great example of what I'm talking about, right? Martha Stewart.
Y'all didn't hear him. They didn't hear you. They didn't hear you. Nobody can do what? They can't do what, bro? They can't what? Say it again.
I'm not sure which part.
You said they can't touch it.
Oh, right. So
you cooking, bro. You cooking. You cooking.
So you got Martha Stewart, right? She went to prison. Okay, Martha Stewart went to prison. Most of our people that go to prison, when they come out, they ain't got nothing. They ain't even got family most of the time, right? Well, Martha Stewart came out to the same Mercedes Benzes and the same Porsches and the same house. Well, why? Because she didn't own anything.
That's right.
Martha Stewart didn't own anything.
Listen.
Her trust did.
That's
her
right.
LLCs, her corporations did.
That's right.
Her she had life insurance.
Free
policies.
game
Different things
from the temple.
She doesn't own. Because you can't own a trust.
Free game, y'all. www.mstahhohr805.co. Bro, you got a big old happy face. You cook, Mo.
It's beautiful when you can't own something, because if you can own it, they can take it. So
that's right.
They can't take it.
That's right.
That's part of the reason why they never teach us about it.
They don't want you woke.
I have a question.
What's up?
So how do you set up your Secretary of State so you don't have to pay their fee?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not even something I would even research, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's only $100.
Oh, okay.
And you like me, you just go on to pay the fees and get into it.
Yeah, it's just $100 per year, you know, and then like, because you don't live in Wyoming, you're gonna need a registered agent. You're talking about another $50 per year. $150 per year gets you this setup that I'm talking about.
Well, brother, sister by the name of Patrice Ortiz said you're very handsome and keep cooking.
Gratitude, sister. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I don't want to overpower the conversation. So if anybody got questions, feel free to ask them. But I'm new here.
I think everybody got their thinking caps on, Mo, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
So, the registered agent from, just Google it.
My registered agent. I mean, you can. Yes, you can definitely just Google it. The registered agent I went through, I think it's Buffalo. Matter of fact, it's Wyoming registered agents. But they have so many. There's so many different companies that all they're doing is collecting your mail, making sure nobody knows who you are. Then they send you, they send you your mail, whether they do it through email or they send it to you in postal mail. So I mean, it's it's super easy. And then they check in with you to let you know, hey, it's time for you to do your annual report and all that other kind of stuff. So $50 a year. Some of them might charge a little more, some might charge a little less, but I mean, for a maximum of a couple $100 a year, you can have the same type of setup that billionaires have. Like, these trusts are so powerful. These setups that I'm talking about is so powerful. Milton Hershey and his wife did not have children. They have an empire in the state of Pennsylvania. They've got hospitals. They've got schools. They've got a freaking amusement park. They clearly have
Actual facts. Actual facts. And
because they didn't have children,
he cooking.
Well, they had trusts,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't have heirs. So now there's law firms as the trustees of those trusts, and that empire is still earning. We're talking about an empire that's like worth at least $15 to $20 billion right now, and they've been dead for decades.
Okay, thank you, Sister Patrice. This is www.mstahohr805.co. You cooking? Everybody just listening to you, Mo. This is the information that a lot of people charge for.
Yes, and I give it away on purpose because our people are suffering, and I'm tired of it. I've found all the answers, and I've been giving them away for years. Unfortunately, a bunch of the Moors that I've been connected to in the past, they wanted the bits and pieces of the answers that they wanted, and they just moved on. And instead of getting the full gamut, I'm trying to give it all away. I done read more books than most people combined, and I read each one of them at least 20 to 50 times.
You call, hey, that's cooking there, because to read it once or twice, that don't mean that you actually got your full comprehension. It takes, like you said,
focus on synthesis.
Yes. Stop. Marinate off of it. You're right. You cooking.
Yeah, I understand that now I understand, because of the correction in the temple, that Dr. Malachi York is not honored in the temple, and I completely understand. But like you said, we outside of the temple now. That brother right there, I don't care what they claim he did. Okay, that brother right there focused on synthesis, and when he taught, he was able to, like, I'm just a shell of what he was and what he is. Excuse me, because he's still alive, even though he's in Colorado ADX. I'm just a shell of what he is. But that brother right there showed us how synthesis worked. That brother was able to teach from about 200 to 500 different books that were super important to our people, and he could do it from memory. It didn't matter what page. He could teach about the Bible, and then you could pull a verse, no matter what verse it was in the Bible, and that brother could tell you the verse exactly how it was in 15 different versions of the Bible. But he could do the same thing in the Torah. He could do the same thing in the teachings of Buddha. He could do the same thing in the Holy Quran, and the Holy Quran. And he could do it in 19 different languages. Am I still cooking?
You cooking. Let me give you a story about York Hill. We actually knew York Hill personally before he went to prison, and actually while he was in prison in Marion, the guards over there were scared to feed the man, right? They wouldn't even take him his trays. They always let inmates take him his trays because they say he can read your mind, right? And he can put a spell on you. So they were scared of the man, right? Not knowing the man just didn't like dealing with a lot of stupid people, whether they were our people or pale people. He just didn't like dealing with stupid people. And a lot of people that they were sending back there were stupid, period. Uh, so, yeah, back to Yorkil. A lot of people don't like him, but you got to grab the messages that he shared
Thank you.
and get away from all the other
The,
stuff, you know?
the messages that he shared, no matter what anybody in the MSTA has to say, and I respect everybody in the MSTA, but the reality is this: that's the master teacher, and there ain't nobody close. I don't care who it is in all of human history. The only person who's even close right now is Yeshua. That's it. No one else.
I'm gonna stop you.
Everybody can have their. Everybody
I'm
can
gonna
have their
stop
opinion,
you.
and
I want you
respect
to.
it, but
I
I'm
want
just telling
you.
you mine.
I want you to write him, and he's gonna tell you that his master teacher still live, and he's in the Moorish Holy. He's an old man who still live in the Moorish Holy, and he's considered as one of his master teachers. Now you can write Yorkil on that, and if I turn out to be a lie, I take a mouth shot 5 times of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
I think you're 100% correct on what Dr. York would say. What I'm telling you is what Ferdinand says. What I've seen with my own eyeballs, and I've studied doctrine all over this world, and what I've seen with my own eyes, with my own eye, with my ears, with every single one of my senses, and I use all of them. Ain't nobody close. Not nobody. I don't care. I'm talking about his master teachers too. They ain't close either. That's my personal opinion. I respect everybody else's.
Yeah, I disagree.
Y'all want to
Because-
still talk about
Because we
culture?
gotta be what we know, Mo, right? And respectfully,
Yeah,
right? Okay, he's great in his speech, but to be behind the walls, let me know you're not great. And that's no disrespect, because I've been behind the walls. You see what I'm saying? And as a master, you're gonna come up out of those walls. You can't die behind those walls. You see what I'm saying?
Let's touch
As
on
a-
that.
as a
Let's
master
dive into
now.
that, okay? So, because I get exactly what you're saying. You know, if you get locked up, you know, there can be a certain perception about you, right? Well, Yeshua was too. He was locked up, literally, and clearly hung on a cross and killed, ritualized style.
Was he killed?
So,
What the Quran say?
no matter how.
What the Quran say?
If you want to go into some, if you want to go into semantics, that that's on you. I'm not about to do that. What I'm trying to tell you is, no matter how you look at it, he was locked up as well.
And he came out.
When you make a statement like that, I mean, you can. Yeah, obviously that's what the doctrines say, is that he came out. I get it. But when you make a statement like that if you get locked up, now that kind of changes the way we look at you. Well, that shouldn't be it unless we're going to apply that to Yeshua as well.
Again, that's my master teacher. He came out. To stay in, to stay in, brother, means that there's a degree that you got to go back and get. That's just universal. You see what I'm saying? When I went in there, one of his students told me that, brother, ain't no need for you to be in here. Okay? Ain't no need, ain't no way. Respectfully. I respect him for his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But to be the master of this hour and this time, we need you out here on front line. We don't need no master teacher sitting behind no walls, Mo, trying to give no orders, because the shorties ain't listening to that. And we not listening to that. That's why you got so many people who tell you this or that about the Yorkil orders. It's 1,000 different brothers and sisters who are trying to take charge over there. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be out here, respectfully. You know, Noble Drew Ali ain't here that way. You see what I'm saying? So the organization is carried how people want to carry it. To be that master of that hour, you got to be able to reach the people. You got to be amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? I heard him on his video when he said, I'm ready to get out of here, talking to his daughter. He's dealing with diabetes. See what I'm saying? We need him out here.
I get what you're saying, but
We need him out here. We need the master out here.
That's a for literally 40 years teaching, and he wrote more than 400 books. More
Wrote,
than 400
did he,
books.
did he,
I've written 3.
hold on,
Two
did
of
he,
them are on Amazon.
did he
And
write,
people think
did
that
he
I'm
write,
pretty dope because I've written 3.
hold
That
on,
brother wrote more than 400
did he
books.
write,
Most people don't read 400 books.
hold
He
on,
wrote
brother,
400. Excuse me, he wrote more than 420
go ahead and
books.
cook, I'm gonna let you cook.
And this is a fact that I'm talking about. So, like, when you talk about people needing to be in the streets, you know, nobody's done that better than him, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, and I would give Elijah Poole Bay some credit as well. Nobody else. That's all I mean. That's deep, though.
I'm letting you cook, but I'm leaving you with your own portion. But for him to be the master for me, I need him to break those seals, Mo. You can't die in there and be the master teacher. No, sir.
We're in America, bro. I think we got to live in the reality of that.
Yeah. I used the same lessons that he taught. I used them. Okay? I understand we in America. I've been in the hellhole 3 times, bro. See what I'm saying? Now all that's been cleaned up by using Noble Drew Ali. How can
I
you...
don't think that your situation and his situation is even comparable. Not even close.
It's still all federal government. As a master, he got to come up out of that hellhole, bro. I can't respect him as no master. In prison? Nah, bro. You know how many people who talk just like him? You know how many people on rope books? Brother,
you can't name one.
Brother,
there ain't nobody.
Brother, respectfully,
brother,
there's
nobody living.
Are you telling me?
Like him.
Are you telling me everything? You know he had people who was writing for him. Do you know this? For his lectures.
Okay.
We can put you on the phone with some of them. Do you know that half those books that we thought were his books were books that was copy and paste and things like that? Do you know this?
Okay, so let's touch that, okay? Because if you want to go to that point,
that's not my master teacher.
Let's talk about this let's talk about this divinely prepared Holy Koran, okay? Because Noble Drew Ali didn't hardly write nothing in it, okay? That information is literally plagiarized. It's not even an exaggeration.
We already taught we taught a whole Sunday school on it. We took them all the way to not even unto thee I grant, not the Koran gospel. We took them back to the economy of life, okay? We already been through that. I'm just keeping it real on all levels.
Regardless whether we've been through it or not, what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is if you're going to apply something to one person, it needs to be applied to all.
Well,
if you're going to sit back and talk about ghostwriters for Dr. Malachi York's books, okay, fine, let's take a look at that. But then we got to sit back and say, all right, well, what are we practicing right now? We're practicing Moorish science. Well, this Moorish science, from my understanding, was written by crackers.
Nay.
Shriners.
Nay. That's why Allah sent you over here. You're in the right temple. You're going to get taught, Mo. And I ain't cocky with it.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. We're gonna take you back. We're gonna take.
But it doesn't apply to anyone else.
Hey, but see again. Noble Drew Ali. Hey, watch this, Mo. Hey, Noble Drew Ali told us he never said that the Holy Quran was written by him. He never claimed authorship over the Holy Quran.
I know. He said it was divinely prepared.
And he told us that these secret lessons was over hidden by 3 governments, okay? Which were Mason organizations is all I call them, period, point blank. And
right.
a lot of, yeah, okay? However you want to call them, all of them, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we talk, I mean, you can go to Moving Without Motions, bro. We went into that. But I'm telling you, I'm actually in line with some people that was right there with York Gill who did writership for him. And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way, but I mean, we got to put the truth out there. You know, Farrakhan got
I'm
people.
not even saying
Yeah.
that you're wrong.
Yeah, brother minister.
Because honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
And
see,
so what I'm saying is,
look,
you may be 100% correct.
and look, Mo.
But all I'm saying is,
Look,
if you're
Mo,
going to bring that to the table,
look,
it's also got to be like applied to everyone else.
Look, Mo, I'm on YouTube with this, so I'm not going to say anything stupid. So where a person would be like, he a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? Again, I know people that's in Atlanta, Georgia, right now, okay, who was right there, who lived on the campgrounds. One of my master teachers in Kung Fu was one of the students of Yorkville from the Ansar community all the way to when they was riding what was the bike demonstration they had. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we in tune with ones who was right there with them, not including his sons. You know, we know them personally. So I'm not throwing any jabs at him. I'm not talking, but for him to be the master in this hour, you got to be here. You got to be present. You know what I'm saying? You got to be what you know.
Islam.
Islam.
Can the Moors hear me better?
We don't hear nothing else but you.
Oh, praises to Allah. Hey, look, this is a very good topic. It's a very important topic too, because we come from the street culture, right? So in the street culture, all right, we got a lot of our individuals, our heads, that have been jammed up, and man, it be kind of tough talking to some of the gang members about this stuff now, because I know that the only reason why the Honorable Chairman Chief Larry Bernard Hoover Bay is locked up because he wasn't following the Prophet. I know the only reason why Jeff Fort Chief Malik is long. The reason why he underground in Florence, Colorado as well is because he wasn't following the Prophet. And the reason why I know these things is because we got brothers that have demonstrated their authority in the temple, and it has a higher authority than the federal government itself.
Cook, you
It's
cooking?
wrong. And so,
Cook, you cooking?
If we know,
Y'all both cooking.
I'm listening to y'all. I'm just trying to find the plug for my laptop, but I got the Bluetooth and I can hear y'all.
Hey, y'all both cooking.
it's wrong.
Hey, y'all both cooking. I'm just gonna stay muted though. Y'all cooking, both of you.
Hey, my break is only for 10, 15 minutes, Morris. I gotta get back to it. I'm on break,
Yeah, you
boy.
can't
I'm
be my
working real
master
good,
teacher in
efficiently,
prison.
as the adab should. It's wrong. So now we got these leaders, man, that get locked up because they're not following the Prophet. Now we know that the authority of the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, can get you out of the federal vice grips. We know this without a doubt or contradiction. Go see Moving Without Motion, your brother D. Harrison Betty's story. And so
Y'all
that
cooking?
is a portion, man, if the Messiah, because when you say the master teacher, you know,
That's heavy.
I'm thinking
That's a
the
heavy
Messiah.
title. That's a heavy title.
I'm thinking of the Messiah.
And that joker is absolutely worth that title. Now the Messiah, that's something different. When I say the master teacher, maybe everybody has, we might all have different definitions between Messiah and master teacher. But when I say the master teacher, that doesn't necessarily mean Messiah in my mind. But let me ask this:
I can agree with you on that too, bro. I can agree with you 100.
Okay. So then, if we're not speaking of the Messiah, we speaking of the master. I mean, does the Messiah exist in the same time frame as the master? Because the master, that's Al Malik. That's an angel, brother. The master is basically a Messiah. Yeah, because you put the indefinite article the, putting him over all other masters. You got masters, but you're saying the master. So yeah, he would be the Messiah as well, of our generation, of our time. Because there's a Messiah.
I could easily see him as the Messiah, but I'm just not calling him that. I look at the Messiah as I could see him as that. Make no mistake about it. But it's more so an energy for me, kind of like the Christos, the Christ energy. It's a vibration, you know. And I would say that some people have embodied that vibration for a certain portion of their life, some for their entire life, and that's just my perspective on it. So that energy is always here. It's something that any of us can wield if we so choose, but it requires a massive amount of maturity, accountability, responsibility, humility, and sacrifice, while also living in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and embodying them 12 jewels all at the same time, every single day, at the spiritual, mental, and physical levels.
That's fine. So, okay, we can. That's you're definitely entitled, you know, to the portions. I just wanted to get some clarity out there because, these were just some titles that we use. So you're not saying he's the Messiah, but you would like to look at him in that fashion. I mean, Brother Nobel, I think that settles the indifference.
Yep, indeed.
I think that we have different people who come to us as prophets at different times. I think that Noble Drew Ali was definitely one of the prophets. Obviously, in Moorish science, we only have 5, right? I don't think that that's accurate at all. I think that we've had many, many more prophets than that. And
Part of the body. I don't know where in Moorish science where we only have 5 prophets at.
Well, excuse me, maybe I made a mistake, so I apologize if I did. Let's just say that the highest prophets that we revere, there's 5 of them. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't even say that. Those are just the ones that's listed. You know, people wouldn't even consider Buddha a prophet in China.
No, he's not a prophet.
I just figured that each of the 5. I just figured that each of these 5 guys represented each of the 5 principles on the star. That's thinking. You're thinking. I haven't found any cross reference with that in the doctrine at all, or anything that the prophet left us. If anything, we can try, lining up those salats with the 5 stars, or lining up those pillars, because we honor all true and divine prophets: Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius, etc. So it's the Quran of Muhammad. Yeah, the Quran of Muhammad teaches that there was how many? 100,000 prophets. That sounds very inaccurate. But I could see how that may be written somewhere. There's 1,000 times more prophets than that. We've had a lot of time passed, and there's been a whole lot of humans that have lived, in addition to many other beings that have lived throughout our universe and multiverse, who have also been prophets in their own right. And they've been different types of beings, ethereal beings, all kinds of different types of beings that are slightly outside of our, the spectrum of light that we're able to see with the physical eye. Well, I would imagine there's also a certain level of the spectrum of light that we're only able to see with our spiritual eyes as well, unless we grow. And many of us haven't grown to those levels. I know I haven't. And I've grown more than most human beings in all of human history.
So yeah, well that solidifies the point. Then there's a ton of prophets. So that's the point. There's a ton of prophets. And more science isn't limited to any amount. And how we honor. That's the portion on the prophets. The Circle 7 for Rand definitely is not a plagiarized work. To plagiarize the work. That's the word you did say, brother man. So we got to get you to that one.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to your perspective.
Yeah, for it to be a plagiarized work, you actually have to claim that it's yours. And you have to be pulling exactly from these sources. Noble Drew Ali didn't do either of those things. And then you said from the crackers. So, you know, that's the pale skin European nations. So if you're speaking of, you know, Mr. Levi in the Aquarian Gospel, well, where did he say he got it from?
When you say plagiarize is when you claim somebody else's work. Plagiarization is when you don't cite somebody else's work. That's plagiarism. And that's a fact. That's not up for debate.
He didn't plagiarize. He cited where he got his information from.
Where?
India, Europe, Palestine.
That's plagiarism, homie. It's plagiarism, homie. Go to any institution in the world and say what you just said, and no disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all. They'll laugh you out of the building for what you just said. Plagiarism is when you literally don't cite your sources. He didn't cite his sources. He cited countries and he cited nations. That's not a source.
Definition of plagiarize, right? My definition of plagiarize, right? In my mind, I'm going in from Merriam-Webster. Maybe you have a better source than I do. But it means to steal
your eyes.
and
You
pass
got your
off
eyes like twice.
the ideas or words of another as one's own. That's what the definition that I got says as plagiarize.
I'm not going off of the definition, and I respect. I respect what. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this for a second, right? I'm not going off of Webster's definition at all. I'm in a master's degree program right now at Liberty University, and I have recently graduated my bachelor's degree. Plagiarism in universities is when you do not cite a source and it's somebody else's work. It's not that you claimed their work, it's that you didn't even cite it at all. Now, maybe if you go outside of this country, it might be different.
Cited in what type of work, brother? Because you're citing in what?
Somebody's writings. Somebody's writings.
Writing a report, an article, an essay, something of that sort, correct?
Well, yeah, a book, an essay, anything like that you take work from and you don't cite exactly where you got it from. You can't cite a country. You can't do that in academics, in academia. That's not proper.
It's also a corporation. That's not true. Because it's a source, it's a corporation, it's a governmental entity. That's not true what you're saying. What you're saying is not true.
If you tried what you're talking about in any institution in America or outside of it, I guarantee you will get kicked out of the school based on what you're talking about if you actually practice this. You can't do that. You can't take somebody's work and don't cite it and then think that you're gonna get your money back for your tuition after they kick you out that school. And they gonna kick you out of that school. If you don't think I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. Let me get the flow real quick. Let me get the flow. Hey, Barnesville.
Barnesville. What'd you say, brother? Say it one more time. Say it one more time, brother.
He said the Muslims of Palestine, India, and the other countries. That's a site, brother.
No, that's not citing your source. That's not citing your source, homie. That's not citing the source at all. There's literally ways to cite your source, and that's not it. And the ways to cite your source at the time that Noble Drew Ali was living, that was already defined on how you cite a source in academia all over the world. This is facts, okay? This is not something that, if Noble Drew Ali wrote this, or if he divinely prepared it in like the 16th century or the 17th century, we might be able to have a different conversation. But based on how academia operates in the last 150 years, the Holy Quran is literally plagiarized, and it's a fact.
Hey, brother, I got to step in the work. I would love to continue to have this discussion with you.
Just listen in. Just listen in, Barnesville. It's about to get good for the master teacher. I mean, the master degree. My brother with his master degree. He's gonna get taught some things today. We finna have fun. We finna have fun. All those degrees don't mean nothing over here, brother. Oh no. Oh no, that just means that you've been jumping through the hoop.
I'm not trying to big myself up on my degrees.
Yeah,
I only brought up
I'm
my
glad you
degrees
told.
because
I'm glad you
because
let us know.
I only brought up my degrees simply because I have actual experience in the recent time, like right now, when it comes down to writing papers and citing sources and how plagiarism works. That's something that's very serious in academia, and you cannot write any kind of a paper and then not cite a source and then think that that isn't plagiarism. That's literally plagiarism. It'll get you kicked out of school. That's a fact. It don't matter what Webster says. I don't care what these dictionaries say. I'm telling you what happens in academia today.
I understand that. I go to the university often. I did not graduate, but I still go out there and I sit with professors when I need to. I would like for you to prove that. You know, it's people won't be in the court. Hold on. Let me finish. I want you to be able to stand on what you have said, that the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, he did some copycat stuff. And that you can stand on it and be able to share it back with us.
It's taught in every temple that Noble Drew Ali didn't write that book. That's taught everywhere. I don't need to teach that. The sheiks are teaching that.
It's all.
Let's have some fun. Go ahead, Empress.
It's all.
Why would I need to teach that Noble Drew Ali didn't write that book and it was plagiarism? Like, that's a fact that he didn't write it. Everybody knows that.
It's all. So, who wrote it? Who's the author?
Whoever wrote it. I know y'all gonna say Allah.
No.
I'm not playing those games. Whoever wrote it. And it wasn't Noble Drew Ali. That's a fact. It just is what it is. I'm not going after like all the semantics. What I'm talking about right now is facts, and that's it.
So
I mean, but to claim that something that
no. Let me finish.
Good.
So you're saying that he plagiarized it, but you don't have an author of who he received the work from?
We already know who he received the work from.
No.
We just talked about one of the authors that he got the work from.
So who's the author? I wasn't listening.
One of the authors they brought up was Levi, whatever his name is. I believe he wrote the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus or something like that. I forgot the exact name of the book, but I got it in my mastermind library. I can put the link in here if y'all want. Levi.
Barzell, stop. Stop.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get y'all the mastermind library right now, and then the books are in there. Like there's quite a few.
Because Barzell, you should have been able to just nip this in the bud. I don't even know why you.
I did. I told you. I read the plagiarized thing. I told you.
No. Before getting into that, said that Levi was the author of it. Then
he's one of them.
He's one of them. So
I'm saying he's one of the authors.
So where did Levi say he received it?
I'm sorry, it was a little breakup. Can you say it again?
Where did Levi say that he received it
from the ancient ones?
I don't know where Levi said he got it from. I'm not even going into that. The only thing I'm talking about is simply what academic plagiarism is. That's it.
Okay.
And what I just said is a fact. There's no arguing it. Anybody who tries to argue it is literally not paying attention to how academia works.
I understand. I know exactly how academia works. And what I'm asking you is simple.
Oh, you ain't dealing with no dummy.
Noble Drew Ali plagiarized from Levi.
Or anybody.
Then where did Levi receive it from?
You're welcome to tell me if you want to. But
no. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me. Because I asked you a question. Because if you're going to put a charge of plagiarism on Prophet Noble Drew Ali, then you should know the full entire story.
Good.
Well, Levi, just like any other writer, would have had to have got it from the ancient people of Judah, or the ancient people of Kemet, or the ancient people of Marak, or the ancient people of Mesopotamia, or the
So
ancient
you don't
people
know,
of
you
Babylon,
simply guessing.
or the ancient people of Sumer. They would have had to have got it from those individuals.
But that's not where Levi said he received it from.
Okay, and what is your point?
Levi said that he received it from the Akashic records.
Okay.
So he's saying that he's not saying that he received it from a people. He's saying he's just received it from ancient records.
Which you said Noble Drew Ali
Which would have literally had to be the people that I just named. If he's talking about
No.
I understand.
She got it, Mo. She got it, Mo. She got it, Bornzell.
So if Levi himself did not receive it from someone, and then if there is verification that the work is so old that Levi did not get it from there, then how can you say Prophet Noble Drew Ali plagiarized Levi?
Self-hate. Self-hate.
There's plenty of people who plagiarized. Like, this has happened over and over again.
We're not talking
it's
about
not
plenty of people. We're going to stick to the subject matter.
All right, yeah, let's stick to the
all
subject. You're right.
all the plenty of people is a moot conversation.
Correct. You're right.
If Levi, again,
It's
did
like
not
having fun.
receive it from particular people or person, he just said he received it from the Akashic records.
Sure.
And if Prophet Noble Drew Ali said
The same thing.
that it was divinely prepared, because when you prepare something, it does not mean that you are stealing, because that's what plagiarism is. You're stealing. But if you compile it,
you're going off of a definition. You're going off of a definition saying this, and I get what you're doing. That's not going to work here because that's not how plagiarism works in academia.
I'm not only going off of a definition. I'm going off of the methodology.
Which methodology?
So we're talking about observation. So the first thing that we see within the observation is we see that Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that he prepared a pamphlet. He compiled it together. I'll give you an example. Modern one. Back in the mid-1800s, the state of Illinois did not have its own statutes for the citizens to follow. So they went to a guy by the name of Hurd. Hurd had his own statutes that he had created because he was the president of a township in Illinois. And so what Illinois did was they didn't plagiarize Hurd's statutes. They adopted Hurd's statutes. So what they did was, it can sound like semantics to you, but
yes,
it's the truth nevertheless. That's the one thing that we can't change. It's truth. And so Illinois adopted Hurd's revised statutes and they followed Hurd's revised statutes up until the mid-1990s, and then they created and adopted the Illinois compiled statutes.
I guess that's what happened.
All they did was
they adopted her sales. Huh?
All they did was they just changed the name from Hurd's and then put Illinois compiled statutes on it because it literally was the same body of work. They just changed the name of the author. That's not stealing because you adopt. You can create a company right now and you can adopt the Constitution for the United States of America for it to be your bylaws. That's not stealing. That's not plagiarism, sir. Prophet Noble Ali didn't plagiarize. He said, truthfully and honestly, that he compiled and he prepared the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You got to stay within the context. Levi himself did not receive. Let me finish. Let me finish. Levi himself did not receive that body of work from someone that he cited. He said he received it from the Akashic records. There's also books predating. There's works predating unto D.I. Grant and the Aquarian Gospel, with about the majority of the first part of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America within it. So when Levi said he got it from the Akashic records, Levi, did you get it from Akashic records, or did you actually get it from his works already authored? In those works, it simply says that they did not create it.
They breaking you up.
They said that they received it from an ancient Brahmin.
Okay, there you go.
Because
there you go.
that's how old, that's how ancient these universal laws and principles are. You can't
I get it. What you're talking about lifting
Let me
here,
finish. I'm
right?
going to finish, sir. Sir, let me finish. You can't cite a author other than the great universal God Allah, because when man speaks to man, he speaks to man by the way of Allah. So that's the reason why it is divinely prepared by Allah.
Yeah.
I yield.
Son.
I respect what you're saying. I 100% disagree. It was plagiarism.
There is no, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but from the research I have done, no one can take them to court and prove as such. So I'm asking you, with your scholarship, show and prove. That's all we ask.
I'm not trying to prove anything. That's what y'all are doing. Y'all are trying to prove something. I was just talking.
Oh,
If I was trying to prove something, I would handle it. I would handle it totally different. I wasn't trying to prove anything. There's nothing for me to prove.
Allah. That's how you show and prove.
You said, say it again? Somebody was talking. I heard somebody say something. I don't know who it was. We in the Matrix, or
No.
y'all want to talk to me?
I think he's talking. I think he was talking low. Oh no, brother, we got tough skin over here, brother. See, you're talking to one who won't sat around and been around. You know what I'm saying? Again, I've been around.
Somebody was saying something, and I couldn't hear what they were saying. And I said it, but they stayed quiet, or maybe we was in the Matrix or something.
No,
I don't know.
I think
but I
he
was
just,
letting them know that I couldn't understand what they said.
I think he just said it real low. He probably was just being low with it. But he mentioned the law. He said something about the law. That's what he said. Wasn't it, Brother Fat Neil?
Christopher Davis L.
Oh, Islam. Islam.
You know, we build about a lot of things, but if I ask you to show and prove L, that might be the hardest thing you ever do.
Islam.
Well, you know, I'm glad you brought up show and prove, right? Because when I show and prove, that's not something that I do. That's not something that I do with talking. That's something that I do with my words, my actions, and my deeds combined. You know, so when like somebody was saying something about not give a measure, but somebody said something in the chat about demonstrating, and I wrote in there the way I demonstrate is come out to the forest with me. You come on out here to the wilderness with me. That's how I demonstrate. I don't demonstrate like this. This is just a conversation. This is a talk. This ain't you don't demonstrate in a video program. You demonstrate face to face in the middle of the forest with none of the stuff that you normally have, like these cups where I put food in. You don't got none of these. You don't got pens and paper and all that. Somebody who's talking about, you want me to show and prove? Come and spend a week or two out in the forest with me. And don't bring nothing with you that's comfortable. And then you can see me show and prove in that space, in the actual wilderness.
Years, I just spent 10 years in prison meditating.
There you go.
I just spent 10 years in prison meditating.
There you go.
It's
Okay.
it's things that is above the physical realm that we have to acknowledge, because the invisible forces they're the behind the scene crew, collectively and responsible for us being alive. It's pure intentions. We can say whatever we want, but what if the invisible disagrees? We always have to show the utmost respect to those who walk before us, regardless of whatever it is, how we personally feel, because we don't disrespect the ancestors. We can't, because we are them and they are us. I am Noble Drew Ali. You see what I'm saying? It made me feel some type
There
of
you
way.
go. There you go. I hear you.
I'm really him. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to read anything. I can go get whatever I want simply by willing it. What if my willpower is stronger than your internet? Then what?
Well, I understand. No. Well, what just happened was he stopped talking, and then I started. I literally was listening to him with my hand
He
over
was
my
in the
mouth.
middle. He was still in the middle of his thought. He just paused. But yeah, let him finish, and then you can respond.
Before a man is to receive the Moorish science temple, you don't find it, it finds you. This is not, it's not one of them things that you can find, it finds you. It opens you up, it's a gateway. And when that gate is open, then you understand what a Moorish science, it's the Moorish science. Because you have to understand the temple is. When we said the Moorish Science Temple of America, we did not mean anything in this physical realm. It was so beyond that. It was so beyond that in corporate American and these different entities, that just became something to play with here in this marketplace. That's all it became. I feel passionate about my way of life. This is not, it's a way of life. It's a way of living. These bills is about the benefit of what it means to unite with my family. We unite the family by understanding what it means to be a Moorish American. So with Dr. Malachi York, and these other folks, like I used to be around a couple of Nubians, and they're Sabians now, because they're practicing neuroscience and dealing with different things. And yes, he's a very intellectual man, but I would not compare him to no Prophet Noble Drew Ali, bro. That's just not something I would do, because I am. I don't have to compare what I am to another individual, because I understand unity. So I don't see no difference. I don't see any diversion in any of this. I don't even see a real. I don't see what the end result of this conversation is coming to. I don't because I see pretty far, but I don't see what the ending of this is. Like, I don't see any benefit of this.
If you don't see any benefit, you don't have to join the conversation.
It's just a simple. It's about the build. It's not a debate. It's a build.
This is a build. You just don't build this way, and that's fine. So if you don't like the conversation, don't be in it.
I agree. Islam, brother.
It's
If you like to grow in the future, and you like to have me demonstrate when you step out of prison, and you're able to to move out of the state, come with me. Hear me out just for a second. Hear me out just for a second. Come with me. A word. We'll come out to Virginia if you're able to, and come out with me to my property. I got 2.5 acres of forest, and I take people out there for a nature detox. We don't have to do a nature detox. Just come and spend a good week out in the forest with me. Because when we talk about demonstrating, this is not the area for demonstrating. There's no part of the internet that's for demonstrating. Demonstrating is something you do face to face, and you don't do it in prison. You do it in the forest.
My brother, what I'm trying to...
Who in this room has spent at least 7 days in the forest? Please, somebody tell me that they've done that.
I have.
Arnell Bay.
I actually have 17 acres
Yeah.
of land in Virginia.
I'm not asking anybody if they have land. I'm asking you.
No. I just said.
When have you went out to the forest with nothing and with nothing but the clothes on your back and water?
I said I
7
have.
days minimum.
I have.
We're telling you, we do this, Mo.
acres
We do this. We do this.
in Virginia.
Nobody's telling me that they've done what I just asked at all.
I just
Nobody's
said
telling
it.
me
You're
at
not
all.
listening.
Everybody's telling me
You're not
just told me
listening.
You got acres in Virginia.
Brother.
You told me you got land.
Brother.
And then my homeboy said he does this. Nobody
You asked the question. She said, I have. You're not listening.
We are not.
Nobody's
Listen,
answering
brother.
that question saying, listen, I went out to the forest
Listen,
for
brother.
7 days,
Listen,
and
brother.
I didn't bring
Listen.
anything but
Let me
water
give
with
you one better than that. We did 14 days out in the wilderness. Okay? No food, 7
what?
days. Hold on, listen. You're not listening. Don't cut me off. No food for the first 7 days. Okay? No
How you
water.
gonna tell somebody to not cut you off? You've been cutting everybody off the entire time they've been talking.
He's the grand governor.
The entire. I don't care who he is. That's respect. I'm talking
What?
about respect right now. Y'all talking
Brother,
about
I ain't been cutting.
So I
Brother,
guess because he's a grand governor, he
Brother.
can disrespect people. But if
Brother,
I
hold on,
I
hold
have
on.
a problem. No, man, stop that.
Brother.
The order,
that out.
the order
Brother.
is.
Cut that
the
out.
order is.
No, ain't no
because
order.
he's-
Brother.
Ain't no order. Cut that
Hold
out.
on, you
But
talking
see,
about cut me off.
hold on. Let me
I just cut you off.
let
I
me
just
let me
did.
get in here. Let me get in here. First of all, brother, I pay these
What kind of games
bills.
y'all playing?
Hold on, brother.
Okay, so
I pay the bills here. Hold on, brother. I pay the bills. Okay? Right here. I run this. If you don't like it, you can move on. You ain't the only one who go out in the woods. Listen, brother. Listen. You're not the only one who go out in the woods. Okay? We got people who live out in the woods. Hold on, brother. Shut up. That's the problem. That's the problem. You don't listen.
Yeah, the problem is y'all playing games.
Ain't nobody playing games. You asking questions. You're asking questions. Hold on, brother.
Cut you off. You shouldn't be cutting people
Brother,
off.
I ain't cut you off. I actually had my mute. I was muted out.
You've been cutting off everybody.
Brother,
You've been cutting off everybody who been talking.
somebody else name on this call that I don't cut them off, please. I'll give you $100 right now if I cut you off
You've been
tonight.
cutting off everybody
Please.
who's been talking. I've been listening
One
the
person.
entire time.
One person come up. I'm gonna prove
No,
this.
you
I'm gonna
cut
show
off
you.
every
I'm gonna
single
show you who
person
you
who's
are,
been
brother.
talking.
I'm gonna show you who you are. You a gen. I know how to deal with gens. Don't take it offensive either.
Well, I'm not familiar with it.
You ain't the only one who go out in the woods, brother. Okay? We teach that around here. We teach survival around here. Okay? We teach them how to go out there.
I'm not talking
Hold on,
about
brother.
survival.
Listen.
I'm not talking
Listen.
about survival.
Well, I'm telling you, this is what we teach to the youth. So you're not the only one who go out there. My brother D-Born Zeal was just talking about going to live in a tree because we got a community of people out here who live like that and they have nothing.
Nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
But that's exactly what you said, brother. Exactly what you said is what people are doing. You ain't listening.
Look at you now. Look at you now. You're getting emotional.
I'm not emotional. I'm trying to talk so you can hear. What you're saying, I'm telling you people do on a regular. You're not listening. You're not listening.
Just like you ain't been listening.
So,
All it is is- all it is
hold on.
is leadership.
Hold on. Why would you say my name, sir? I've been quiet.
I literally just said your name because I said that this brother had been cutting me off. Then he said something, and I said, hey, you've been cutting off this female too. And I had to go and figure out what your name was because I didn't know who it was that was talking. Then I'm going to put the mouse over top. It says K Glover L. GGGM.
Ferdinand, I done became
What's
your
up, brother?
shadow.
My shadow? Help me understand, bro.
Woo!
Hey, I'm having fun with you, brother. I think he got offended or upset when I said that your kill.
Who got offended or upset?
I think you got mad, brother. That's when everything went sour for you. And I've been riding it out with you.
Who got
You
offended or
did,
upset?
brother. You got upset. That's when you start throwing your jabs at Noble Drew Ali.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I was ever offended or upset, I would
You got upset, Mo.
that red button that say leave. I would have left.
Brother, your face has changed. Your face has changed. That smile ain't no smile right now. Your face tells me everything. I read body language.
Because I was just told that y'all had thick skin. And I'm sitting here listening to y'all defend the hell out of somebody, and y'all are clearly showing emotion talking about y'all got thick skin. Y'all over here telling stories. Y'all ain't got no thick skin. Y'all over here playing games.
Again.
Y'all just don't realize who you was talking to.
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold
Really
on.
don't know who you're
Let me
talking to.
Again.
Let me get some of this. Let me get some of this.
Again. Hold on. I'm going to pass it to you,
Get
Empress.
some of this. Come on,
Hold on.
come on, Glover L. Get some of this.
Again. Your
Some
mastership,
of this.
your
Come on,
P.
be quiet, brother. Let Glover L.
Hold
get
on.
some of this.
That's my wife. I
No,
run
go back
this.
to Glover L. Let her get
Well,
some of this.
You're going to get it when I say you can get it. Okay?
She said she want to get some of this. Give her.
You're going to get it when I say you can get it. Slow down. All right? But
I
again,
ain't going fast.
just slow down. Hey, Born
I'm
Zeal.
moving like a turtle right now.
Born Zeal. The degree on living outside, living off of nothing.
You wanna see me move fast?
Hold on, brother. Can you mute your mic? Brother Born Zeal, just say yes or no because I know you at work. The degree of it, living off of nothing, living outside in trees. We have people who do that and practice that right here in Carbondale, Illinois, and not because they're broke or don't have finance. Right? Hold on, brother. Listen, brother. Brother, I am one of those ones who's in the community. So
I don't
listen,
even know what y'all saying. I'm not able to hear what
because you're not listening. I'm telling you, before my wife, we used to do these things, and we still got brothers and sisters
You
who
keep
do.
talking about other people. Talk
You're
about
not
yourself.
listening,
Stop talking about
brother.
other people.
Listen, I, Arnil Bay, live the life that I'm sharing with you right now before my wife. I still go to the
You
woods.
just told me other people.
Listen, brother.
People do this stuff.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, we got people who live in the woods right now, just like
Stop
you.
talking about other people who live in the woods.
But
You don't-
that's
you
my
be quiet about
that's
it.
my source. You're not the only one who do it, and Born Zeal can tell it because he's right here with
Why
us.
does that matter?
Because you brung it up like it was a big deal. I'm letting you know that's nothing.
We're talking
That's
about you.
I do it from time to time.
Talking, you
Just like you're not out in the woods right now, I'm not out in the woods. I hunt. I do all that. You ain't the only one in the woods, man. Wake up. Okay?
I'm not talking about people just being in the woods.
Well, I'm
What
telling
talking
you.
about right now, everybody's literally blowing off what I'm talking about. But that's how y'all move. So
Because you brung it up like you was doing something. That ain't doing nothing over here. Your master teacher should have told you that, man. That's kindergarten stuff.
It's not kindergarten stuff. at
Oh,
all.
it's kindergarten. It's kindergarten. Brother, it's kindergarten.
It's not even close to kindergarten.
It's kindergarten.
I'd love to see you actually come to. I'd love to see you come to the woods with me and spend 7 days. I don't think you'd last,
Why not?
and I don't think anybody in this. I don't think anybody in this room would last.
Why
I think
not?
y'all talk-
I know how to fish. I know how to hunt. Brother, I've been hunting all my life. I got shot in my mouth with turtles.
You missing it all. I ain't talking about fishing and hunting. I ain't talking about.
I know how to live off the land. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I live off the land is what I'm telling you, man.
Are you talking about
I'm not saying that you don't.
Are you talking
I'm not
about a
saying
fight
that you
or
don't.
something? What are you
Unless
talking
somebody
about,
gonna
bro?
kill me out there or something.
Why are y'all talking
Are you
about
talking
fighting?
about a fight? What are you talking about? You ain't talking about the violence. What you talking about there, bro? What you talking about there,
This
bro?
dude
Why
weird.
are y'all getting emotional?
We not emotional, man. We having fun with you, brother. Just because you, hey, I got a loud voice. I got a loud voice.
What are you talking about?
I got a loud voice. I'm loud.
Those
I just said if anybody's talking about fighting, y'all emotional. This is laughable what y'all are doing. This is laughable.
That man act like he was the only person
This is
living
a
in
bunch of
the
people who just told me they had thick skin.
Hey,
Nobody in here
hey,
got
I ain't never had
thick skin
nobody
at all.
act like you just said you had a master's degree. Then you gonna say, man, I was living in the woods. Man, you know how many people living in the woods right
I
now?
didn't say I had a mock degree. I never said I had a mock degree. I said I was in a master's degree program.
Oh, you know how many people live in the woods right now, brother? Respectfully, got tents. Some don't even have tents.
It doesn't matter about these people you're talking about. If you're gonna talk about living in the woods, you're supposed to be talking about yourself.
I don't have to live in the woods. I own homes. But if I want to go out there, I can go out there and survive. I did it. And I teach it to the youth.
It sound like Brother Christopher trying to say something. If you want to let him talk.
Yeah. He on your head. We on your head, brother.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
We on your head.
You said
Iblis.
Yeah, I apologize.
You apologize to the Grand Sheik?
No, I apologize to you
To you, brother.
Why?
because I raised the emotions.
I think that there definitely was some emotions being raised because I'm good. I would have left a long time ago if I felt slighted.
But you said that you can't show and prove over the phone. I just showed and proved.
Nobody can. Nobody can. You didn't show and prove nothing
This
over the phone.
dude weird.
Bro, you didn't show and prove nothing over the phone. You can't show and prove nothing over the phone. That's something that has to be done face to face.
I really just raised your frequency, then I dropped it.
Facts.
Bro, my frequency has always been the same. Now you can come up with your own narrative and your
No,
own
no,
perspective.
no, no. Look at your face.
I'm still
Look
here
at
talking.
your
I'm still here talking the
face.
same thing I've been talking
Look
before.
at
That hasn't
your
changed. My vibration is no different before than it is right now.
You are
Only
Look
difference is
at
I
your
ain't smiling like this.
face. Yeah, you were smiling like that earlier. Yeah, like that. Do that again. That's what you was doing earlier.
Because you are one of mine, it's certain things that are granted to us. You see what I'm saying? Fear being one of them, but love also being a gateway as well.
Absolutely.
So this is why I apologize
He sound like
in
Reggie.
advance and before.
Well, hey, brother, I appreciate that. I don't really need the apology. I think your brothers and sisters here in this temple need that apology because their vibration is the one that changed. You had one or two of these brothers who was like, "Oh, you want to fight? Oh, what are you talking about?" And I'm sitting back like I'm sitting back like at the beginning of this conversation. The brother told me we got thick skin. We can have whatever conversation. As soon as we have whatever conversation, everybody get mad. Everybody get angry
Because we
like
are one.
that right there sound like some hypocrisy to me. See, I tell the truth, and I don't care who listening. I don't care if it's a grand governor. I don't care if you're the grandest grand sheik. None of that means anything to me. All right? What means something to me is your character and how you move. And right now, the things that I'm seeing from all these quote unquote leaders in this room is a little strange because you got one conversation happening over here where you telling me, hey, we move in this way, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, that's the way we're moving. And then as soon as I start moving in that direction. Now it's okay, well, let's come over here and let's get angry and let's get frustrated and let's try to defend and all this. Nah, man, that's some games, man. That's some clown shit. Real rap. You got a problem with it? Kick me out the room.
There's no reason to kick you out the room.
I know there ain't no reason to kick me out the room, but y'all was acting like y'all wanted to. Be my shadow then, big homie. I love to have my brother over here with me. Matter of fact, I wish you was in Virginia, big homie, so we could spend some time together. We could go out to eat. We could go do some dope stuff together. But what I'm trying to say is, my character and how I move That ain't changing no time soon at all. Because at the end of the day, I found the truth long before I met Amor. I literally, this is not even a game when I tell you this. Long before I even joined the Moorish Science Temple, I was literally mentoring Grand Sheiks. Like multiple Grand Sheiks. I was mentoring Grand Governors. This is years before I even thought, you know what, I'm going to proclaim my nationality. So no matter how people want to look at it, they want to sit back and say, oh, nah, you know, you need to grow or you need to do this. They're right. I do need to grow. But at what point in your life don't you need to grow? Everybody needs to grow all the time in their life. There's no point where you don't need to grow unless you are transitioning to your next form. So the reality of this situation is I'm one of the only people in here who's operating based on what they're supposed to be doing. I would say the only other person who may be operating the way they're really supposed to be moving is the ones who are completely quiet, or maybe the Glover L female. Maybe. Because I saw her character operate in a very specific way. Even though she still decided to give her measure, she still gave her measure in a certain level of respect. But there's multiple people in here who was disrespecting me, and I didn't do nothing wrong.
Well,
nothing. There ain't nothing I did wrong.
I apologize.
Don't tell me, don't come over here and tell me ever, hey, we got thick skin, we can have this conversation, and then as soon as we have the conversation, and I ain't talking to you, Brother Christopher, at all. I'm talking to this Grand Sheik who think he's some kind of a leader when he over here playing playing games with people's communication. I understand you apologize, and I appreciate it, brother. Honestly, I appreciate your apology. But what I'm trying to say is, it's too many of these fake leaders in the MSTA playing these games, telling people stuff, and I done seen it over and over again. I done seen it from Carrie Alende L. I done seen it from Corey Alende L. I done seen it from multiple Bays and L's in New York, all the way down to Atlanta. I done seen it with Kinnick L more than anybody else, Ricardo Bay, and I could name so many of these Moors that I done came in their life, I done turned their life around for the better. And what did they do? The same nonsense that this brother just pulled. What's his name? Amexum Enterprises. I don't care if you know Grand Sheik, homie. None of that mean anything to me, big homie, at all. At all. None of that mean nothing to me. Tell me the truth every time we start.
Hey,
and
brother.
That's how I play the game.
Brother.
Just like when we was in the
Hey,
temple.
brother man.
Just like when we was in the
Brother
temple.
man, can I talk to you? Hey, brother man.
Maurice literally told me.
Hey, brother
said,
man.
We don't appreciate.
Let him talk. I want to.
And I didn't sit back and say nothing negative.
Because he
I
keeps
literally
saying
said,
Grand
hey,
Sheik, he don't know what I am.
Understood. I ain't gonna bring his name up in the temple anymore because that was respect. Because he and y'all was leaders in that temple. But when we came out of that temple and y'all told me, hey, you said, hey, we ain't in the temple no more. You literally said to me, hey, listen, we can have these conversations. It's all good. And the moment I have the conversations, man, it was like some ass clown shit, man. Fuck out of here.
Well, I apologize.
What you got to say? Nah, brother, you don't got to apologize, man. Please stop, man. Please stop apologizing. Get this some Enterprises to apologize. I don't want to hear your apology no more, man. I don't like these fake leaders who keep playing these fucking games. Yeah, now that lower self is out. That lower self is out now.
Can I talk now?
I brought you that shit now. You got that lower self now. Let's go. You want that lower self? You got it.
Let me know when this clown done.
I'm gonna just say, like,
this is healthy.
Islam.
I'm feeling real good right now. Let's go. You want to have a real debate? Let's go. You don't know who you playing with.
Pilgrims.
Go ahead, Sister K-Bag. Go ahead.
Oh,
No, I was.
Y'all getting real calm now. You was talking real heavy earlier.
I was just saying, I'm trying to smooth out the ethers because one thing, you
Ain't
know.
no smoothing out no ethers. Get that Amexum clown to start talking. That's how.
At the end of the day, that is our.
Don't get nobody else.
Hey, can I get everybody else to mute out so I can handle this? Can I get everybody to mute out so I can handle this? I got this. Everybody mute out. Let me handle this. I need everybody to mute out. Now, first of all, you don't even know who you talking to. I never addressed. Hold on, shut up. God damn it. I'm talking. I paid the bill. You called me a Grand Sheik. I'm not a Grand Sheik. You called me a Grand Sheik. I'm not a Grand Sheik. Shut up, man. I'm talking. Shut up. You said you was coming for leadership. You don't know who you're talking to. What's my name?
I'm talking to you.
You don't know who you're talking to. Who am I?
I'm talking to you.
Who?
Who you are? Who you are? Your name is I am.
No, man. You just said I came and I was talking about I'm a grand sheik. I'm not a grand sheik.
Your name is I am. That is so sad.
Brother, you don't even know who you talking to. Let's be
You
real.
don't think that you are I am?
No, brother, we're not saying that. Who you making these threats to? Who are you calling out?
I didn't make no threats.
Oh, you made
I didn't make
threats.
any threats.
Oh, you made threats.
No, I didn't make not one
Oh,
threat.
you
I
made
told
threats.
you to start talking.
Settled threats.
Don't
Who
nobody
are you
else
talking
talk.
to,
You said
though?
You said you didn't want your
Who
wife to
are
work.
you talking to? I told you you was communicating with my wife. I told you my name. I'm letting you know you're not listening, brother. The whole time you ain't been listening. I told you my name. I said Arnil
You
Bay.
had an opportunity to operate in
Hold
truth.
on, brother.
You literally played some games.
Brother, I said Arnil Bay. I never said Grand Sheik. I never said Grand
You literally
nothing.
played games with me.
Brother, let me
You played
talk.
games with me.
I let you talk for about 45 minutes.
Come to the table with something that actually matters right now.
Listen.
Coming to the game.
Listen,
table
bro.
with a bunch of clown stuff
Listen,
right now.
bro. Listen.
You
Have
literally
your
called me
ears
clown.
to hear. You called me and said that I was calling people out.
I didn't call you
I
at
mean,
all. I don't
you
have
said
to-
on this
I didn't
call
call you
tonight.
at all.
Hold on, brother. You
I didn't call
falsely
you not one
accused
time.
me. You accused me of cutting people off on this
I
call.
don't got your number. I didn't call you.
I'm talking
I
about
didn't
on this
you
call,
time.
brother.
I didn't call you
Listen.
on Facebook chat.
Listen.
I
See,
didn't call you.
so now what I want y'all to know as members, people like this, we don't need. There's nothing
Okay,
good.
So kick me out the.
There's nothing good we can do with him.
You're right.
So with that, brother, we're going to say peace.
You
May
don't
Allah
want me
bless
in
you.
the group because you can't control me. That's the problem.
Man, you don't even know who you talk. Who am I? I might be right there to smack you in your face in the morning. You don't even know who you talking to. Shut up. Quit endangering yourself like that, brother. You don't know who you talking to.
Don't make it right.
I'm talking.
You don't know who am I? You don't know. I could be right there in Virginia with you. You don't know. You don't know. But I told you my name, but you're not listening is what I'm trying to get you to see.
I'm talking.
So with that, brother, we don't need your spirit over here. There's nothing that you can do until you get your character together. With that, we say love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Drop him. You could be Maurice's friend. We don't need you.
Tell Maurice. I don't even give a damn. Yeah, I don't let grown ass.
See how he in his body? I knew it. I knew it.
Fire is good.
They should tell us because when he be on them podcast part,
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Oh, praise Allah.
Praise Allah
Anytime.
indeed.
Go ahead, sis.
no, I'm just saying. One thing about it, people only, like we always say all the time, people only can fake it so long. And some people have ulterior motives and they be a wolf in sheep clothing. He do not be like that on them podcast calls, and he know that brother don't play about the prophet and that brother don't play about y'all. If that brother was on this call, it would have been a lot way worse. Like, and he know to do that when he not around, and that's probably been his agenda the whole time. You get what I'm saying?
Because he kept
Wait till
saying
that
I
brother get
called
off the
myself
call
a
and say
grand
what he really
sis. He kept saying I called
No,
myself
you
a grand
don't-
sheik and all this. I'm like, I don't even use titles like that. So yeah, he
And
came.
then when he
He
called out,
came.
he called out specific names.
Carrie,
So I want you to
Corey.
understand that.
Yeah, that's
And
not
he
cool.
said that he also said that these leaders allowed him to mentor him.